start out working for an organization that you either have an immense amount of respect for, or can teach you a lot in a very short window of time. Do not feel the need to rush into entrepreneurship and starting your own business. That time will come. The sacrifices that entrepreneurs make, I think, is often glossed over when you're young and you're fearless and you just want to get going and you don't want to work for the man and it's going to suck being in a 9-to-5 big corporate, whatever. Well, a lot of these big companies today, some of the greatest companies in the world, will let you work from home 2, 3, 5 days a week.
Right.
There's a huge diversity in those companies with folks that might have 25 years experience, folks that might have 3 to 5 years experience but are extremely talented, people that have Ivy League degrees. There's just a lot that you can be exposed to. The trainings, the white papers, the processes, the knowledge transfer that you can garner in just a year or two in one of these bigger organizations. And, when I talk about the bigger organizations, I'm talking about Amazon and Facebook and Apple,
Sure.
Salesforce, Google. There is no shame in going to one of those companies out of college, even if you've got an amazing idea, because I think that it can carve out certain leadership capabilities and skill sets that you don't have, that you're not going to be able to develop on your own as an entrepreneur. And I know that Bill certainly appreciated some of the sales process and just bigger level thinking, things that I brought over from Dell when I came over there. I mean, I was not at Dell for 18 months. I spent 4 years there, and a couple of those years just getting my butt kicked by people that were more talented or more ambitious or smarter than me. And I learned a tremendous amount. So when I came in, there was just an entirely new set of ideas that were brought to the table that people had to talk about. And, I think when you're young and you're indestructible, hey, look, if you've got a bunch of cash, if your parents are handing you $1 million and they're saying, go make it happen, that's a different story, right? Try to bring in a few solid mentors, maybe a couple of board members, hire one of the best, 2 or 3 business development people, and have a small business and go for it. Okay. But a lot of entrepreneurs are not funded like that. And it's a bootstrapped operation from day one. And this.
Yeah, I hear you.
These aren't easy things to do, right? So there's a certain amount of skill that goes into it, and you can't just necessarily get lucky and make it work. So, I mean, I would encourage a lot of entrepreneurs. Obviously, there's going to be some brilliant young entrepreneurs in college or coming out of college that are amazing, that are going to go on and they're going to do amazing things, and nothing's going to stop that or prevent that from happening. But then there's, the 95, 98, 99% of folks that fail, and they fail because they got way far ahead of themselves and they didn't really have any of the experience or team around them to help them launch something. And launching something is a 2 or 3 year process, and it's painful. And I just, it's glamorous, right? When the entrepreneur walks into the room, people are like, oh, wow, he owns XYZ company and they've got funding from so-and-so, right? But it's like, that is such a small percentage of entrepreneurs that are able to do that successfully. And the real entrepreneurial life is one that's, one like one I've lived, or Bill Weeman or Jimmy Short, right? Sacrifice upon betting on yourself, taking huge risks that other people might look at and pass out. And they would say, I would never do that. I would never go to 0 salary for 6 months just to see if I could make something happen, or a year. And, that's what it's like being an entrepreneur. And the highs are extremely high. The lows can be really low, but over time, things start to level out quite a bit, and you can focus more on operational excellence and creating an amazing culture. And that's kind of the place, I'm at today.